Hi guys, I'm Audrey and this is the Lazy Arts channel. It's a bit more than 1 month until Christmas, and if you're even a little bit like me, you love receiving handmade gifts, but you love to give them even more. If you want to give something that is functional but still looks cute and offers a little bit more than your usual tote bag but still beginner friendly and easily made, then give this grocery bag a try. This bag is fully lined with 4 inner pockets and 2 loops on the sides, and the dimensions I give you will result in a bag around 40 by 30 by 20, so you can easily fit in your groceries but still store it in a small space if you fold it up. On the screen you can see all the dimensions and number of pieces you have to cut out. I use a heavier cotton fabric for the outer layer and a lighter one for the lining and the pocket pieces. The first step is to grab your long and narrow pieces for the straps, and with wrong side facing you, fold and press the ties in half. Press the outer edges to the crease, and then press again in half, and top stitch on both long sides. Now grab your outer layer back body piece and fold it in half to find the middle. And then place your strap on the right side of the fabric, 8 cm away from the center, and pin or clip them in place. Now sew rectangles of around 6 cm length on the bottom and the top of the straps, but make sure to leave out 2 cm on the top and 1 cm on the bottom, because you will need that space later when we piece together the bag. Also sew diagonals in the rectangles to reinforce the strap. Now, if you have both straps attached to the body pieces, we can sew the two body together with the long side piece. With right sides facing, pin one side of the body to the side piece and start to sew. And when you reach the corner where you would have to turn everything with 90 degrees, stop and clip in your seam allowance, and with the needle still inside your bag, lift your foot and turn the bag with 90 degrees and continue sewing after placing your foot back down. You can make your life easier at this point if you draw your seam allowances on the corner before sewing, and if you completely stop sewing when you reach the corner, take out your bag, clip the seam allowance that way, and then go back and start sewing again a bit before the corner, and then pivot when you reach the point where you snipped in the fabric. Always pay attention that you catch a bit of fabric on the corners. Repeat this step with the other body piece. And now our outer layer is complete. Let's move on to the lining. First, take your side pocket pieces and fold them with the right side facing out in half and top stitch their folded edges. Now place your pocket pieces onto the right side of the lining body piece. For whatever stupid reason, I cut my lining body pieces without the seam allowance, so I was struggling with this throughout assembling the pieces. If you cut the pieces right, then you don't have any struggling to do on this part. Secure 3 sides with a basting stitch, which is just a normal straight stitch with the longest stitch length you can achieve on your machine. Then sew normally down the middle or wherever you want the sections to be. Now grab your end loop pieces and fold them in half with the wrong side facing out. Make a seam at the open longer edge and then turn it inside out. Now give it a good press and top stitch both long edges if you want a loose loop on the ends, but if you want it elasticated, like I did in this case, you will have to make a channeling now for the elastic. I had a really wide elastic at home, so I only left about 2 cm on the top and bottom sides, which resulted in really cute ruffles. I only thought about this elastic version after I closed the sides of my loop, so I had to thread my elastic through from the bottom seams, but if you think about this beforehand, you can just thread your elastic from the open sides of the loops. But however you put it in, just cut an elastic around the same size as your side piece and then thread it through your loop, then pin the elastic to the shorter side and make a seam to secure it. Now you could technically attach this with a basting stitch to your side piece, but I wanted to perfectly line up the top of these loops with the top of the side pockets, so I waited to place them in until I was there in attaching the body and the side of the lining. So I've aligned the first one with the side pockets and sew until the corner. Then I clipped and pivoted as I did with the outer layer. And when I reached the other shorter side, I again matched the top of my loop to the top of my side pockets. And sewed everything in place. Now our last big step is to attach the two layers together, which should look a little something like this. So this is the finished outside and the finished lining, and I've trimmed the sides to size, and now we will put these together by joining their top edge. To attach the two layers, you will have to fold your lining layer inside out, so the wrong side is facing you, and place the outer layer inside it. Make sure that the right side is facing each other and the straps are tucked in between the two layers. Pin and sew along the top edge, leaving an about 5 cm gap for turning everything inside out. Now turn the whole bag inside out. And give it a good press to secure the lining inside. So sorry guys, but my phone stopped recording at this step because I ran out of storage and I didn't really notice until the end, so I will just tell you what I did. So after pressing, top stitch this edge to give it a finishing look and to close the gap we used for turning everything inside out. For this step, I did this with the outer layer facing me, so as the top thread, I used the one matching the outer layer, and for the lower thread, I used the one that matches the lining layer. This way, the thread is almost invisible on both sides. When reaching the steps while sewing, I stopped while my needle was in the air and repositioned the foot and the needle in a way that my foot could fit beside the strap, but I would still be in the same position with the needle, like continuing the same seam as I did before. Then I positioned it all back after I left the strap behind. And then for a really last step, if you want the more structured look that I achieved on my bag, you can just cinch in all edges of the bag by grabbing the two layers together. I secure them with clips because they are pretty bulky, and then I just sew with a normal straight stitch from one corner to the other, about 1 centimeter from the edges. And it gave it a little bit of structure without making it heavy or really hard to fold. So after this very last step, your grocery bag is finally ready to use. So this bag is not only a fun way to use up some leftover fabrics, but you can make really nice and functional gift for your loved ones, or of course you can just do it for yourself. I was a bit sad when I had to give this to my friend for her baby shower. That was the occasion I was doing this to. But either way, this is a really nice project to practice your skills, and I really hope that you will give it a try. Please tag me if you have a go at this project, because I really want to see your beautiful creations, and hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching this video until the very end, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!